Rock it!
Yeah, y'all, man. We in the lab with it. I'm here with my boy Kai, aka Clockin, which most of you know him as, but his name is not Clockin. Anyway, but like I hear that all the time. Yo, you know Clockin, Clockin. Like who? Kai? Like yeah, his name is Kai. Like his name is not Clockin. That's just the name of the brand. But anyway, we're here with my guy, man. He was basically, I wanted him to come on today so we could discuss the importance, man, of still working out and training during the season. I know most of you guys' season already started, are underway in the tri-state area, at least 4 to 5 games in, and I've been coming, you know what I mean, going to games as frequent as possible. In the first few games I went to, and one of the few things that I noticed was rustiness, like as far as like you guys not staying in the gym. You know, the season start, it's a grind. I know you got practice, and in practice you guys usually like going through your sets, you know what I mean? Going through your sets, you might do some cardio. No, you are doing cardio going through your sets, but it's really nobody has time to do that skill stuff in school when you got an hour, 2 hour workout. So just grind to your sets, cardio you might play. You guys still gotta work out, and it's important, and I figure like who better to tell you than one of the New York's best trainers, Kai.
It's good, y'all. It's your boy, leader of the new school. If you don't know, book a session.
Yes,
your boy
sir.
Clock in. Appreciate my man T having me up here to shed some light, chop it up, ain't nothing crazy.
Great, yes, sir. So, bro, I had to really just ask you, like, I know you've been in a few games as well, and I just wanted you, basically, like I said, to elaborate on the importance of training. Like, what does that look like? How often should you be doing that during the season, and and not during the season?
It's tricky because I was a firm believer too, and you be a product of your environment.
Right.
You learn that off season is the summer, and then when you're in the season, you shouldn't be working out, or you was never working out, so you're not working out during the season.
Right.
But the more I start to study, the more I start to get into the training world, I start to realize like it's always time for training, no matter if you're in season. Because what you gotta understand is when you're on a team, you're doing a lot of team building stuff, and you need it because you're on a team. So you should know which type of shots you're gonna get and things like that. So when you enter training, you can implement that with your trainer. You can also say like, look, we running these sets. I'm coming off 2 screens, and I need to work on my DHO, my ball, my pick and rolls and stuff. You can implement that in the training, but you also gotta find ways to train too. Like I always feel like 7 days a week, you're not practicing all day. Granted, you have school, you have homework and stuff, but if you really want it, you're gonna find time to get in the gym. Whether it's 30 minutes, people think, that's another thing too. People think you gotta train for 2 hours and stuff. You gotta think of training as an investment.
Right.
If I can invest 20 to 30 solid minutes,
Right.
it's better than 2 hours of nothing.
Right.
Because a lot of kids get into gyms and
Be in the gym for 2 hours, my
Yeah.
fault. No sweat. Where's your sweat at? Like, what the
and it's not even lack of that. It's like, if you don't have an agenda when you go into a gym, you could beat it. You only there for 2 hours because you don't know what you're doing.
Right.
So you're going there with an agenda, like, I'm going to do these layups, I'm going to do off the screen stuff. And then 15 minutes in, now you're just shooting from half court.
Right.
Sitting down, now you're on Instagram and stuff like that. And next thing you know, 2 hours done passed.
Facts.
And it's an illusion. That's especially what it is. I always tell people, you go to the gym for 15, 20 minutes and shoot 15, 20 minutes of free throws. Right? Hold yourself accountable.
Right.
Don't hit the rim.
Right.
How many can I make without hitting the rim? Right? And that could be that's a hell of a workout. I challenge anybody who plays basketball to make 20 shots. I give you 10 shots in a row without all net.
Yeah, that's definitely there.
10 shots in a row. If your goal's in to hit the rim, you gotta start over.
Right.
You find yourself in the gym for 20, 30 minutes before you get to 9.
Right.
And it's a great workout. Accountability is gonna help. So if you could go in there and do something, even 15-minute ball handling is an investment. It helps you. So if you get 15 minutes here, 20 minutes there, luckily for an hour, the next workout, all that stuff adds up. But if you're not doing nothing and then you're doing practice, games, and then you just chilling. At some point, the game is gonna ask what you've been doing with yourself.
Exactly.
At some point,
and it's gonna show.
It's gonna show. You can't lie to the game. Like you gotta. That's what I tell people. A lot of people talk like, "Yo, I'm a star. I do this, I do that." But what happens is your actions got to back up what you've been telling the next man.
Exactly.
And if you can't hold your own on a big stage, you can sell. Like you can tell me I've been working out all summer, but like it's a saying going around. It's gonna come to a point in time the winner is gonna ask what you've been doing all summer.
Facts.
That's it.
Facts.
You can tell me anything you want. You can tell me all the gyms you want, but I ain't the person you gotta prove it to. Like I'm not on the court. You feel me? Like you're not gonna get to me.
Exactly.
So when you don't get the offers you don't get, is because you didn't put the work in to get the offers you want.
Exactly.
Like Kentucky ain't gonna come around and be like, hey, I seen you sitting on the couch. There you go. Like, that don't work that way.
Facts. And I also, you mentioned like playing summer going the winter's gonna tell you what you did all summer. I feel like sometimes a lot of people get caught up in the summer. Not saying caught up is a bad thing, but they caught up just playing a lot of summer ball again without training. I feel like you gotta remember training. That shit is muscle memory. Like you do this for a lifetime. Like you look at the greats, the Kobe's, the LeBrons now. Like he stays in the gym all year round. Like you see, I follow LeBron. I'm pretty sure everybody follow LeBron. You see the vibes. Like he up 5 a.m. His training, first of all, forget about it. His training is one thing, but his workout is another. So he works out. He goes to practice, then he trains after practice. Like it's if you want to be that on that elite level, and like I said, consistently, because it was been 17 years for him, consistently, this is how this is how it's look. You know what I mean? This is how it has to look. This is how it should look. And I know sometimes you don't have the resources, but it's always something you could be doing to better your game. Even watching the game, I say all the time, you should be watching college basketball. You guys should be studying it. This is the next level. Like the NBA is cool, and I get it. But college is where you're gonna be playing that. You guys should be watching it, and then don't be watching it for the dunks or the crossovers or whatever. Like it's so much more to the game than just that. And as far as like I said in college, you want to look at the sets they run in, the style of offense that they run.
Even conferences.
You know what I mean? Conferences. Yeah. I said it to the conferences too. Right. Where you going at, man? Like shout out to Marquise Noel. He's balling, bro. He's been balling. Even last year, he was. I think he might have averaged 12 or 13, but this year he just took it.
Better yourself, man.
Yo, better yourself, bro. Better yourself. And I love what he did. I remember when he first made his commitment announcement, and I was under this.
Everybody was
I was under the comments. I'm like, yo, why he go there? Da, da, da. Like, you know, he had mad looks, right? He had Georgetown. He had Maryland. This is two that I know off the top of my head, but he had a lot. He had a lot of D1 looks. And I remember Georgetown vividly because I'm like, oh, he should go to Georgetown. This me being, you know what I mean? Like, not this. Oh, and I didn't write that, but I remember it in my head. But even when I'm like, you know what? That might be a good look for him, man. That might, even before he even played the game, bro. And he's just dogging, yo. He's dogging. And I love to see it, man, because it's like, he's just proving everybody wrong. Like, everybody that says, not that, and this is the point that I'm trying to make. He's not proving people wrong that said that he wasn't going to be good. He's proving people wrong saying that wasn't the right school for him. Like, oh, you shouldn't go to that school. And he's like, nah.
And I like to take it a step further, though. It's like, I always tell people, like, it's hard to prove to, what's the word I'm looking for? It's hard to satisfy everybody.
Right.
So I always tell people, I don't think, and in this case too, it's like, I don't think he's out to prove everybody wrong. He's just proving that he was right.
Right.
And I think that's the easiest thing you can do, because it's easier. It's more easier for you to satisfy yourself. There's only one person to satisfy. But to satisfy millions of people, you'll be miserable the rest of your life.
Facts.
But him going there and to prove that he made the right decision is the best thing for him.
I like
and he's showing that's why it's flourishing in year 2. Because he's happy.
Right.
Like,
he's happy.
I did it my way and how I wanted to do it. I could have went to a school everybody wanted me to go to, and I could have been miserable. But you see a lot of kids, you know, going to these big name schools. Now, granted, some of these schools is good to go to.
Right.
But you have to find out within that year you're there, like, this is not for you.
Right. Staying
3 years is not going to help you. You only get 4 years, possible 5 in college, right? So and even in high school, you get 4 years, and a lot of you guys is just staying in the school. You know it's not for you, but you're only staying there because of the school,
the name of the school, the Nike sponsors,
yeah.
Or whatever. You know, it's real though. That shit is real.
One of the greatest point guards ever, Nate Archibald, Tiny,
always
told me. Right, he was like our assistant coach in Kennedy. I went to JFK in high school. He always told me, it doesn't matter where you go, they will find you if you can hoop. If you can hoop, they will find you. Right? So that goes to tell you, like, all I do is put on. And then a lot of you guys playing AAU anyway.
Right.
Go to a school where you're going to play, so by the time you play AAU, you know who you are as a basketball player. So now when you play with another top player or a top program, you don't lose yourself in that program, right? You can flourish more, and then the looks you want, you're gonna get because you know who you are, and they know who you are. So now you go back to your school. Now you're just helping your school get bigger, and publicity. You know, the social media is crazy. Now you got the camera people come to a school that they never even thought about going to. So don't get caught up into the name so much. But even if you do, be open and try to realize, like, is this for me? Because if it ain't, make the change while you can. Because it isn't such thing as being too late.
Exactly. And that's why, like I said, the main topic of this discussion was training. And that's why training is also so important, because the quicker you learn and realize the player that you are, or another word, accept, because a lot of us have a hard time accepting the player that we are. Let me throw that word, accepting the player that we are. I'm sorry. But the quicker you do that, then it's easier now to train and then decide which school or what system best fits you, because you know who you are as a player. Now I can max out. I could be the best player that I could be, whatever that may be. I might just be an elite defender. Let's just say, I'm throwing it out, or /defender, right? If I can maximize that and be the best at that, that raises my chances of finding the right school and going pro. Not just NBA, but like A-level pro, because I'm elite at what I do. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? I might not be elite period, but I'm elite at slashing and defending. Like, I might be the top 5 that will get you into, a situation that's good for you and give you the best opportunity to maximize your potential and possibly go pro, bro. But that's like I said, accepting that first. Find out what player you are and accepting it. So that way, like I said, you only find that out really through training, not just one time. This is like constant. And like I said, it's all muscle memory, which, like, you could be doing something for a long time and then you stop for a month. Literally a month, what happens? You get rusty. Like, you know what I mean? Riding the bike, right?
You crazy, you can't do the no hand thing yet.
Right.
You can't stand on the back of the pegs while the bike going, but once you keep going, you're like, I remember this now.
Exactly.
It's a feeling, right? We call it sensation in training. Well, and I'm Possible. Shout out to I'm Possible, my family.
Always.
Certified me. We call it creating sensations. If you can feel through workouts and skill building, you can always, simulate certain things or most things in basketball. The more you play, the more you're not working. So always look at it like this. Training, it helps you grow. It helps you, maintain, not only maintain, but develop new skills. Right. If you're consistently playing, you're only honing the skills that you already obtained. So you can't get that much better.
Exactly. I was trying to figure out in my head how to say that. He said it perfectly. Like, because y'all kill me. A lot of y'all play and play and play, but you're not getting better because, like you said, you just hone the skills you already have. Yeah. How do you know what you need to work on if you're not training? How? Like, and then when you train and you do things, you learn new moves, maybe even on defense, learn how to do new reads on the zone or man. Now you can apply it in the game. Now you do that in training. I can apply it in the game. And I can do it in the game. Most of y'all won't even train. You'll see a move on TV or whatever, and your first time you try it is in the game. I don't understand that.
That's people with a lot of leeway too.
It is.
That's kind of the coaching sport too.
I'm like,
coaches ain't no
right now?
Like,
I'm like that. Really?
Yeah, y'all letting these people get away with murder sometimes. Like, bro, I like the coaches to be like, they let you play in the summer and team ball, team camps and stuff. And they let you play.
Right.
But when the season comes, it's like, hey, my man, I seen you play team ball. It didn't work. You're going to do it my way because I let you do it your way and it didn't look good.
Right.
So, like, again, the summertime, even in the season, you have to find a way to work on something, right, to add to your game. Because you're going to play a lot. You're going to play high school, middle school. Then you're going to go AAU. AAU got, every year, they add more games to NBA.
Facts. That's a fact.
Like, some of these kids I train, it's like, yo, it's hard to get them.
Yeah.
It's like AAU got 4 games and 5 nights.
Yo,
like,
it is. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And that goes into the little segment of, I forgot who it was. They were talking about how AAU's killing the kids by the time they get to the league.
Kevin Garnett, shout out to Kevin Garnett said that.
It was like they killing them because they get to the league because they're playing so many games.
And LeBron and
LeBron 216. And it's true. Like, it's a lot of AAU games being played, a lot of traveling, a lot of tournaments being played, and it's like just to be the top team in the nation.
Yep.
That's okay to a certain extent, but like, what are you getting out of it?
Right. And then they playing these games, and like, it's not like they're in the college or the NBA where you have on-site athletic directors. I'm not saying that they're not real, but like trained medical staff to give you the rigorous treatment after you finish playing these games. Like you playing 3, 4, 5 games in a row, and then, like he said, it's sometimes hard to even really train. Yo, I'm thinking about it now. I was just talking about it earlier. Like in Jersey, I like my brother and they have spring, that after the season's over, they got spring, like a little spring fling, I think it's called. So they're playing ball from May to the end of school. From the end of this, from May until like maybe a month before school, and then the circuit, then live period start. So it's like, it's right, it's like you got the season, you got like a little break from the time. Actually, you know why? I forgot they went to TOC, so that's why he didn't have a break. So last year they wound up no break. It went from there a week and a half after TOC's spring fling, and live period was right next to the same. So it was really, and then again, I remember even having this conversation with him as well, because you get burnt out as well. So not only are you burnt out, you're a little rusty because you're not right. And it's like, yo, I'm like, at a certain point, I'm like, yo, we need to spend some time on just going back get back into the lab and just honing them skills. Because it's not that you losing it, but like you said, you just here. Like you're not, you know what I'm saying? It's not, you still here. And like it's like the burnout, you really kind of like here right now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, listen, there's a lot of competition, especially if you're looking for that smoke.
Right.
If you mentally ain't equipped, somebody gonna take your spot. Right? Especially if you're going to these top programs, you know they're not getting those scrubs. Like, it's mostly people who can hoop, right? And you might not think they can hoop better than you at that point, but you gotta also understand, look at it, like, if I'm a junior and I got a freshman and I know he's good, but he's not really playing because I'm here, at some point he's gonna play, and by the time he's a junior, he might be better than me, right? So what do you do, right? And that's also, too, and that goes into New York City have a problem with training with each other.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, like, people be, like, trying to hide skills. Like, I'm working by myself. I can't work with nobody. And it's crazy to me because it's like, me personally, my whole thing is built around small groups because I feel like if I show you a drill, whatever the case is, it may look a little different because this is what I do. Right. I like to hone my skills, my knowledge of what I do. But if I make it seem easy or whatever the case is, or like a breeze, but then you having a challenge, you don't have that other peer next to you that's either successful in it or can help you go through it. Right. So I would say, like, in small groups, you can learn from each other. Absolutely. Right. So like, if I'm doing something right, but you can't get it right, you can learn. You can see that, all right, he's moving this way. Then the next person can go. He might miss it at the end, but he got the beginning right. Right. So it's like games. Like if I'm on the bench, I gotta see what the hell's going on. Like, is he? Why he got subbed out? Right. Or how he being successful? Same thing with small groups. A lot of you guys don't understand the power of small groups, or just, I don't like to talk bad on people, but like trainers and the self is hold accountable to that too, because also, being a facilitator is a skill in itself. If you can facilitate a small group or medium group or a large group, you shouldn't have groups. So that's another thing that you got to watch who you train with and when you train with them. I'm a big believer of not just training with one trainer, but also knowing who you're training with. Because if the message ain't sent across the board through each training you're going to, something is going to be lost. So you also got to understand is like, don't be receptive of training. If somebody offer you a workout, you should go. Right. And we were just talking about this too. Like, don't be, like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I already got a trainer.
Especially if it's free, you try it. If you don't think it's for you, then you don't go. But yo, like Greg Anthony, we was talking about it. Greg Anthony, Cole Anthony's pops. I heard him say in my own ears, like, you go to these different, especially, they're not charging you, they go, you see what they have to offer, you never know. You don't even know this person. They might be a great basketball mind just because they didn't play in the NBA or whatever. You never know. That might be the best knowledge you've ever gotten. You know what I mean? And if you don't like it, you just don't go back. It's pretty much that simple. But don't get to the point, none of y'all in the NBA right now. None of y'all in the NBA, clearly, because it's a high school podcast, none of y'all in the NBA that's watching. And most of y'all are not in college on a high level that are watching. Most of y'all. Hopefully you will be. So if you're not doing that, then what's wrong with going into somebody that's offering you something for free, right? But what's the I mean, let's humble ourselves.
It don't hurt you.
It don't hurt you at all.
I always tell people, like, we have 5 trainers, right? Now, on the outside looking in, they all might look the same, or you might be like, oh, he don't do this, or he didn't do this, or he don't even play basketball. But what you gotta understand is, teaching is a skill, and everybody teaching a different way, but you might learn something from a trainer or even a different coach than you didn't learn from your primary trainer.
Right.
I always tell people, don't just stop the buck with me. If you work out with me, I always encourage people. They be like, yo, that's your player. How you let him train? I don't have no players.
Right. I'm the
Right?
same.
I don't.
When it comes to coaching.
That's not my player.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he's my. Even if I call my player,
Yeah.
like I want you to go at a certain point. At a certain point, you should be done with me. Like,
like
you should be going on to bigger and better anyway. And I'm all for it. Like if you're not ready, I'll tell you. And even then, listen. I don't think you should, but do your thing. And I'll openly set you back because you know what? You're growing. You're gonna make your decisions.
Yeah.
You're gonna make mistakes. I mean, if you curse me on some crazy stuff and leave, then no, you can't come back. But if you told me, coach, I want to try. Yo, let me know how it works out for you.
It's about growth. Like
it's about
a lot
growth,
of people,
man.
a lot of people, not even just trainers and coaches. A lot of people will try to stump your growth because it means leaving them. So what happens is a lot of AAU programs would like. There's a couple of AAU programs I'm hearing. It's like, oh, they don't allow their kids to play with other programs. But it's like, if my program is not in this tournament, why I can't play? Right? And it's also because it's like they're scared that you might like the program more than their program, or like that coach more than you like the coach you're currently with. That you might start playing certain games here and there. Next thing you know, you're going to more games there than you are here.
Right.
But it's like, my whole thing is, I always say this: if you take care of home, you ain't gotta worry about nothing.
Right.
Like if you take care of home, you ain't gotta worry about it. If you're genuine with players and like real and being yourself, I don't think you have nothing to worry about
At all.
And that's just basically like, just the general aspect of a lot of us who's in this basketball world. It's like players too. Like communication is a big key. So if you can communicate, if coaches are being real with you and not selling these dreams that I'm hearing over and over, New York City will be quickly, resurrecting if we all just be on the same page. I just think like, we just in a day and age where social media and highlights is just like
that's it.
That's all you need. A highlight can make a person look so good, and then you see them play, and it's like, wow.
Yep. And
I say it all the time. 5 highlights.
I say it all the time, and it's not necessarily bad. I get it, because at the end of the day, I had to realize as well at this day and age with social media, you have to market yourself. You do, and I get it. But the things that kill me with the highlights is it's always like in third person view, so you're only viewing the person that has the ball. And they do a move and just take a shot and it cuts up before the shot goes. Or they do that. So I make sure, like if I record like my players or I call my brother, if I go to the game, I did BDA, I got one coming, a roam, like it's the view of the game. So you see what transitions to, like how he got the layup. Like I know you want I admit to and all that, but I know you want the Like I want you to see how it transpired. I want you to see a tween past Dom and the kid. They cuts off to the next scene that he's doing. Meanwhile, kid missed the ball, shit him in the head, and went out of bounds.
And that's another thing too. In training, a lot of us,
so
including myself, we record sessions and stuff. And I had a couple of people say to me, like, "How come you don't put like misses in your work and in your videos?" And it's like everybody misses.
Right.
Right, I'm not creating a low light tape, but also I'm not creating a highlight tape.
Right.
I'm creating the success of what we got to that point. Now, what people fail to realize is me. I'm only speaking for me because I don't know about everybody else. But me personally, a lot of stuff that I do, you only gonna see the end result, and that's everything. But you never see the reps that's taking account to get to where we got to in that one clip, like.
There's a training video.
Yeah.
He's not like, I'm training you. It's not about, and I get, I'm not about, it's not even first of all, the shot doesn't even matter because that's not what we're doing. It wasn't a shooting drill.
Like, I'm not worried about the shooting drill, right? Like, it makes the video that much better.
Right, absolutely.
But it's like, again, it's about marketing. I'm marketing this person, but I always say, you have to be in the gym with me to see how we got to those clips you see on Instagram. I always tell people, don't let my Instagram fool you. Because what happens before it's put out there, it's the best thing ever. Like the process is just great because we're just working, we learning, we speaking, we teaching. There's a genuine connection between me and the players, whether it's one person or 5 people or even a small camp. Nothing goes unnoticed, and I don't skip a detail. Right, everything is
very detailed, and that's key. We talk about that as well. Like I'm gonna talk about detail. You need a trainer. Like I said, there's a lot of trainers out there, but you definitely clock in IG, clock in, check them out. Yo, details everything. I'm not saying you guys train who you want to train. I'm not here to persuade you to do anything. But what I will say is this: if your trainer's not stopping you your every move, and it's not your every move, but stopping you to correct your feet, you know what I mean, in a certain drill, your feet and point, whatever the drill may be, but stopping you, correcting your feet, your hands is wrong on the ball, you dribbling too high, your shoulders not hit, whatever it may be. When they stop you and give you the details, you might think, damn, that's annoying. No, he's genuinely training you. Most trainers are not. They getting their money and let you go through the reps. And then you went through 100 reps, so I had a great workout. You did 100 reps wrong 100 times. 100 reps wrong 100 times. That's what you just did for the whole time. He ain't telling you the whole time, yeah, good job, yeah, work, oh, yeah, lamb, amping you up, gassing you, mom.
And that's the thing, too, like, I'm not different, but I have a unique way of going about my training. And that's because, like, two things. One thing I stopped doing is a lot. First, before I get into it, you gotta understand the two different trainers, right? You got game enhancement trainers, you have skill enhancement trainers. Right. I am a skill enhancement trainer. I used to do a lot of game enhancement. And again, there's nothing wrong with game enhancement. I love it, right? You see me doing it from time in and time out. But I really do a lot of skill enhancement. Right. Like, I guess I should elaborate on the difference. The difference is game enhancement, you're getting a lot of game reps in. Come off screen, pin downs, dribble handoff, catching shoes, one dribble pull-ups, all the stuff that a lot of people are accustomed to doing. Skill enhancement is more a detailed approach where we're identifying skills. Keyword, identifying. If you can't identify a skill, you can't work on it. Right. Right? It's just simple as that. Right? But what happens is everything has a terminology to it where you know what you're working on. So we got things like, you know, we monitor people's feet, ball placement, how you dribble, right? A lot of people think every dribble, just because you put the ball on the floor is a dribble, but it's like you got straight pounds, turn pounds, right? You got joke dribbles, right? And then it goes into your feet. You got dig step, motion steps, right? All these things is going to help you be a much more skilled basketball player because you can identify your workouts, right? You identify what you're working on. So what happens is, for example, my analogy is always when you in elementary school and you got to line up before you go into school, right? And into the classroom, the teacher be like, all right, everybody go in and have a seat. But then certain kids get in trouble because they didn't do something. Right. Right? But a great teacher is going to be like, all right, everybody, when you come in, I need you to take your loose leaf paper, put it on the bottom left corner of your desk, and I need your pencil on the top right corner. So now when everybody's sitting down and you go in and you don't follow directions and that teacher tells you something, right? You can't get mad because I gave you specific instructions to be successful, right? For today's lesson or whatever the case is. And again, that shit was very detailed. Left corner on the top of the desk, right hand side, whatever. And detail. And that's what it is, right? But if I just tell you to go in there and put your paper on the table and put your pencil on the table and I get mad at you, right? Or I'm telling you over and over, you're like, that's not how I want it. Right. I didn't give you the proper ways to be successful. Right. And that's what skill enhancement helps you. We call it a supplement to game enhancement. So you still, it's like, again, another analogy is, you're still going to eat the food you eat, right? You're going to eat good, whatever the case is. It's just skill enhancement is the vitamins that help boost up whatever it is you're eating to help you, you know, bulk up, whatever you're trying to do, cardio, or, you know, just treating the body right. So think of skill enhancement as vitamins to your daily protein or whatever the case is. Right. Man, listen, I just feel like you're 100% right. And like I said, details everything, especially when it comes to the training, and basketball in general. I wanted to ask you, so I know you train, you know, a lot of, I mean, y'all can go on his page, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know, like, if you want to even put it out there, like that, some of the people that you train, since you've been training, it's up to you, you know. Everyone who trains with me know I don't like speaking about myself. That's one thing I don't. I don't know. I just me. Right, but you don't got to. I put them on the spot. I mean, I can do it. I just didn't know if you wanted me to. You feel me? Because people just. You go. First of all, you can follow me at clock_INN_basketball. You can see the people I train. But I train people the likes of people in high school now. I guess you can say Deshaun LeCue, C.J. Riley, Malachi Smith, Dallas did y'all, these people.
Right.
Trainier's brother, that's my guy. That's my guy. And if you ever see him in the streets, he's scared to play me one-on-one.
He is, though.
He's scared to play me one-on-one.
He pumped
I trained Christian Bliss. Now I ain't gonna get into that one-on-one, but Chris, you know you my guy. Next level, Marquise Noel, Omar Severio, Jose Perez. He's in Gardner Web. Shout out to Jose Perez.
Doing his thing, went to the big dance last year.
Yeah.
And I said it wasn't to put him on blast. I just wanted you guys to get a feel like, yo, like, and like I said, you go on clock and see for yourself, but most of y'all that's watching already know him anyway. Like I know me, but the point is, people that don't know, you can see, you can try, you know what I mean? See what you have to offer, but I guarantee you won't be disappointed. That was
my man Dills. Shout out to Road to Riches. My man Glass connected me with him. He's going to St. John's with Posh. Excuse me. There's a lot of people. My young balls, Boogie, Jaden, Cayenne. Shout out to Melon and Lala. Shout out to my man John, my man Rashid for putting that together. Those are their parents, by the way.
right.
My man Todd. Shout out to my man Coach Bill from Wings. You know, he trusted me with his kid, and Todd's a stud.
He's a stud, bro. I watched him too from when he first started. He really turned his son to now. Yeah, Todd is a problem, bro. Lil Jimmy for real.
Oh, how can I forget the Thomas brothers? Those are some characters. Shout out to Scooter, and, you know, and Mom Dukes. They some characters. I love those kids too.
Yo, you heard it, and I said it the other day. I wrote it on Scooter's page, but on somebody's page. I don't think it was Scooter's page. It was somebody else's page that posted a video of Reem. Yo, you heard it? Oh, Zay wrote it. Zay posted it about Reem Junior year. Watch. This is all I'm gonna say about Reem's Junior year. Watch, bro. Watch.
I mean, Cha-Ching say,
you know what I mean?
Let the back doorway. Let the people come through the alley, man.
Facts, bro. I said it last year. I'm like, yo, watch. Why? But watch. Reem Junior year. Tune in, bro. No, you heard it here first. Not first, but one of the first people you heard it here. Reem are gonna be good. But
and then also like shout out to Possible. They gave me the look, to help me train a lot of other people like Scotty Lewis, Brian Antonio, Nas Reed. Let's go on and on.
Right.
There's a lot of people in that class. And just being in the right circle, just being genuine with people. Shout out to my guy Filet. Always show love, man. Never worked out with him, but we got a genuine relationship where, I hit him up, he hit me up, we have a nice conversation and stuff. We talk.
He's a cool, humble brother too, Filet, by the way. Cool, humble, definitely. I met him the first time at T-Neck in the Rider Center as well. We had a game, one of my players, Mark Armstrong, he came to watch Mark. I met him that time. Then I met him again, met him the first time. Then again at Antonio's thing, he was able to try. He's a cool brother, man. But shout out to you, and I wanted to try to send him a hoodie before he left. But do your thing, bro, in Canada, man. Do your thing, bro. We rooting for you, proud of you. We know how much you wanted it, how much work you put into it. So, again, fellas, he's also another great example of just, not giving up your dream and just working, bro. In the gym, in that lab, man. In the lab, putting in the work, bro. Getting to the lab and clocking in, putting your work in, bro. Y'all got that's really what it's about, man. That's really what if you want to do this, that's what it's gonna take, man.
And also, I didn't forget. Shout out my man Rose holding down Milbank, freshman coach.
Yo, Rose is my guy.
Shout out my man Coach Vito though. He's the guy behind all the morning workouts at Milbank. He either got to lay a clock. You coming today? You missing out? I gotta get up because my man Vito be in there getting in work. And we just good, that whole program is good.
Milbank, shout out to Milbank,
they got some good players in there that's sprinkled around in all other programs like Dior who goes to Bertram, Keanu goes there too.
Oh my God, I love all the Milbank cats. We had wars against them. Rose is my guy because whenever Rose is playing against somebody, I always root for Milbank. So one year they was playing somebody, and one of my other kids was playing. I forgot which team. Rose came and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Yo, what's up, man? Like, I'm like, nah, you know it, Rose, but this is my play over here, so I gotta,
It's a lot of people out, man. Milbank is a place to be, man. They got the facilities set up for you to be successful. You just gotta want it, though. I ain't gonna lie. Rose, nobody gonna want it more than you. So if you don't want it, man, time won't be dedicated to you. But, shout out to PSA too. Munch is another person who helps me a lot too.
Shout out to him.
PSA is a good
definitely another good brother doing right by the kids. Been for years though. For years. Speaking of which, we about to head up out of here anyway. Go to the
Definitely
PSA showcase.
PSA showcase, man. If you
About
ain't
to pull
there
up right now. Yes, sir.
it is a showdown.
It's
If
a
you
show.
don't know, you know now.
And that's just it's running on time. Listen, I checked my phone before I went up. It was like that. I wanted to catch that Brewster and Blair real quick. We probably catch it second half and be for the
Shout
rest
out to
of
my
the
man
time.
Joel Cow. I forgot. Joel from Canada. You know, he played for Brewster. Shout out to Rook. Shout out to T. Clark, who's still playing there.
Facts.
Those guys show me
Yeah.
love too. They come out and work out. But those are some successful guys who's humble too, very humble. Oh, my man Juju go to Putnam. How can I forget about
Juju the God.
Juju go to Putnam. That's my guy. That's my boy right there.
Dude,
It's a lot of people,
I love watching
man.
Juju play, bro. I don't know. Juju just do it. He just do it for me. Like,
You got Joe in Iowa.
My
Yeah,
boy
there's a lot of
Tutu.
people. Like it's a lot
Shout
of
out to
people.
Two. I always shout you out too. You know I'm proud of
I
you,
could
bro.
run the list, but me, I don't like speaking about what I do, man. What I post is for you guys to see.
Absolutely.
It's just a lot of friendship.
Exactly.
With the people I work with. It's not just a hey, I need your money. We gonna
Exactly. I
work.
was about to say that, bro. Listen, we out here. We two young black brothers. We not clout chasing, bro. It's nothing. We just trying to provide platforms for the youth and give back because we been there. We in the basketball world. We know we around it. We played it. It's just like I said. It's nothing to. And like I said, the ones that know, y'all know that's not what we doing. Y'all know what we trying to do for y'all. And like I said, man, just keep grinding, man. Keep grinding and take advantage, man. Take advantage when he, you know what I mean. Sometimes when I know Kylie having a special. Sometimes take advantage, bro. Come get that work in, man. Come get that work in. Again, anytime you need advice, you need a question you want to
That's
ask,
another thing,
you can
too.
reach out. You can DM us. You know what I mean?
That
You
is
gotta.
another thing, too.
Advice is free. Don't humble yourselves, fella. We not gonna come at you crazy. Like I can speak for Kai, that's not the type of thing. Like I always say, I don't talk bad. It will never be nothing. It's always gonna be constructive criticism. If you want it, I will give it to you. And I don't know everything.
And that's it too.
I don't know everything. I'll be the first one. If I don't know, I will tell you I don't know, and I will try to stay with the person that might know. But again, fellas, like I said, we here. We just want to help you out, man.
That's it. You cannot seek information. You cannot get information of being successful or whatever it is you're trying to do if you don't seek it.
Right.
Like, there's no way in the world, in today's day and age, that we're not successful at what we want to do because we don't know how to start.
Right.
We have so much. The technology in itself is light years ahead of when the first iPhone, the Sidekick dropped.
Right.
Like, the first Apple computer, right? Like, information is out there. If you seek it, you will find it. Somebody will steer you in the right direction, and that goes back to the people being in the mentorship in your life. Like, if people were mentoring you the right way, you always be in good hands. Like me, I take pride in being there for the people I train, even the people who just reach out I don't even know from a hole in the wall. You reaching out indicates that you believe in what I say and you believe I can help you. And I'm all for the help.
Right.
Low cost, no cost. I'm all for the help. I'm not out here trying to make a living off you guys.
Right.
Again, I got
We
two
both
jobs.
have two. I want to say that we both have two jobs, bro.
Right? But that's I always tell people that's my hobby. Those two jobs is my hobby. This is my career. Like,
Right.
I love what I do. And again, you also gotta understand it's gonna cost you, right? But it's not gonna cost you a lot.
Right.
Like Jordans the new ones came out $220.
Right.
Bread 11s came out this weekend, $220. A lot of you guys got that on your feet. You got Micah Mary's on, Birkin bag. $40 from clocking headquarters is not going to hurt your pockets.
Facts.
And it's not like, you're not getting nothing out of it. Because at the end of the day, I always make sure, it's some Gatorade or something there. So if you're hungry, I'm always looking out. Or if you need something, if I can help and provide something, I'm always there. But again, it's all about helping and mentorship, steering kids in the right way.
Most importantly, what you get from that is skill enhancement, and that's not for us. That's for you. You playing, like, you know what I'm saying. So, and like I said, it's not, and like Kyle's saying, like, it's the $40. They gotta remember, and that's just me throwing it out there for people that don't know. Like, you know how hard it is to get a gym in New York. You have any idea? And then most of the time, we charging you $40. Guess what? 25 of that of your 40 is going to the gym fee anyway. So we got money to take a cab home. So I'm just putting it out there. I just want y'all to know, like, it's really not that. I know most of y'all that know. But
it's an investment. If you want to be successful, and there's two things that I meant to say this when you were speaking a while back when you was talking about just the trains and stuff,
right?
And how to be successful. A large part of success is sacrificing. A lot of you guys won't sacrifice a party, 2 hours of sleep, cases, or you won't sacrifice $40.
Right.
$40, I'm pretty sure won't hurt. And it's like even if you don't have a work, I got $20, but a lot of you guys are like, I think you're entitled to things, and that's the thing. A lot of people think they're entitled to something they never worked for.
Right.
How do you accept that?
Right.
Like,
I say it all the time, but that time shit drives me crazy. Yo, I ain't playing. Yo, I'm out here. I'm about to train some reclass. And then do what?
Oh, man.
You just talk about that too.
Reclass. Listen to me, fellas.
And then do what?
I have my own personal beliefs on reclass. My whole thing about reclassing is, one thing always sticks out. If you ain't 6'4" and better, or a solid 6'2" guard and better, why are you reclassing? That's one. That's my question, fellas. Not nobody else's question.
Right.
2, okay, you came to the conclusion you want to reclass. I'm all for it. If that's what you want to do, I'm all for it. All right, people like Clock, I'm thinking about reclassing next year. Boom, boom. Hey, that's cool. Okay, so you're going to reclass. So what are you going to do to help your reclassification?
Right.
I'm going to reclass and go to this school. Okay, we got that. I put that together myself. We were talking about this downstairs. I put that together myself. I don't need you to tell me what school you're going to go to. That's the least of your concerns. You know you're going to reclass. There's not so many reclass schools you can go to.
Right.
Okay, but what are you doing? My whole thing is, if you're going to be the same player next year than you are this year,
like,
why are you wasting your time?
Like, he was expecting, like, we asked you, all right, reclassing, like, how does that look? What does that look like? What does that entail? Like, so what's your plan besides going to the school? What are you going to change about yourself that's going to put you in a better position besides the school to be successful? Because it's not just you running everywhere. That's why that shit is not a good look, bro. You just running head to head. I would spend, before you do that, running to 10 schools, by the time I got to my 3rd school, I was like, you know what? I'm taking the year off. I'm going to get in the gym the whole year.
But that goes
I'm to the whole year.
Accepting, right? You being the problem.
Right.
And it's not a problem you can't fix it. It's just you.
The earlier you accept it, the earlier you can address it. Now you good. But you wait like 4 years. Now you want to try to do your senior year.
Yeah, you got your 3rd school. At some point in time, it's not the school, my guys.
Right.
Come on. It's not. It can't be. You trying to tell me 3 different coaches is holding you back.
Feel right? It's always an excuse. But the point that we try to make is if you clock in the lab, bro, and put that time in training from jump, then you won't have those issues. You won't have those issues.
Yeah, if you're reclassing, if that's a lot of you guys, that's a new fad right now. It's gonna burn out sometime or go low key. But if you're gonna reclass, I tell you, have a plan together. Speak to the right people. Mm-hmm. Get an insight of some of these schools that you guys think you're going to, and think you're gonna blow out in. Right, but the most part is clock in. Not just with me, anybody. Get in the gym, hone your skills. By the time you get to that reclassification school, you better than when you left. Before you arrived there, you should be at least 3 to 5 times better than before you even thought about reclassing. So like I said that, for example, if I know like right now, like I'm going to reclass, I know I want to reclass, I'm going to reclass, and that's the thing about it. My reclassification is next year. I'm going to put the time in, whether it's every weekend, every Thursdays. I'm going to do something to help me, so by the time I get there, I can just grow more and more. A lot of you guys are stopping y'all growth because y'all don't want to sacrifice.
Exactly.
Sacrifices. I always tell people, if you're going to put the pain, if you're going to hurt yourself, right, why not, get something out of it? A lot of you guys, it's like, for example, if your coach got you running, right, you ran up and down like 10 times. Why complain where like pain is temporary? You're gonna be tired for about 30 seconds. Like I'm talking about, if you really run, you're gonna be tired for 30 seconds. Next thing you know, you're not gonna be tired no more. So why not put that little bit of time in? Now, granted, I'm not for punishment running,
right?
But if it's a agenda for why you're running, you should run,
right?
Like if it's to get you in shape, or different running, or different ways to get you in shape. By all means,
right.
But if it's punishment, I'm not for it.
Yeah, I don't like punishment. I hate for them to equate. I hate that. I had to break that habit from a lot of you coaches too. And this is like 4 years ago when I first started. I'm like, I think make my kids run. It's like they met. Like this is not a punishment. This is basketball. Like you run.
You gotta get in shape. And a lot of people, what happens is you got this stigma where you have a bad game or whatever. Now your team is running the next practice.
Right.
But it's like, okay, how is that fixing
our
problems that we had last game? I'm pretty sure our problem wasn't running up and down the court.
Right.
Granted, we can still run, but we had 5 turnovers. We missed shots. We wasn't playing good defense. So these are things you can adjust in practice, but we are running. So the time we could have helped on the shell drill, free throw contest, one-on-one drills, just moving the ball. We're running for 45 minutes.
Right.
I never was a fan of that, and I still am. I'm not. Like, people like, I want to run. I don't do no running. Like, my reps is game simulation, so the more you get the reps in, the more you're going to start building those game reps.
Right.
Now, I try to simulate a lot of basketball game movements, but I always tell people, you can clock in for 3 years straight. I only get you but so close to the game.
Right.
You have to actually play this game.
That's absolutely.
Right? And that goes to, AAU and stuff. Granted, those games are good to play, but think of it as a stage, right? You got to rehearse. If you're not rehearsing and you just get on these stages, bro, at some point in time, you're going to look real bad.
Then you go to these, like I said all the time, you train, then you go to, I was telling my dad that, my brother, like, listen, Dad, like, all the training in the world, but he still got to play some pickup because you got to be able to apply what you train. You train, right? You apply what you learned in the training in pickups, and then now we have your game. The shit is crispy because you already learned it, was able to apply it, and now you good at it. You know what I mean? Now you do the shit in the game, and it becomes natural to you. You don't even have to think about it. It becomes instinctual.
And I had a couple of experiments over the years and months where it's like, how long would it take for my kid to pick up whatever we learned in this session or somebody else's session to apply it in the game? And again, I always tell you guys, I'm more of a detailed person, but I'm also a student of the game as well. Like, especially, so I'm a student of the game, I'm a student of training, right? It goes hand in hand, but you got to separate the two to get the most out of it. So the more I start to train, the more I start to look, the more I start to learn about this training world. It's like, and just watching players move. Some people pick it up, and some people can have an instinct, and it just happens. I always tell people this: when you train, it's to have options. The more options you have, the more you can, the better
You be in the game, especially when it gets down to the nitty gritty. I always say that, bro. What you got in that book bag? They talk about that Birkin. What's in it though? What is in the Birkin? I don't care about the B on out. What's in it, bro? What is in it?
The more options you have, right, the more you can. I don't like to use the term naturally, but the more you can extensively do things. So, like, if somebody cut me off, I can react pretty much. So you can read and react the more, do by options. And I always tell people, like, it's not, analogy is my thing because it helps me connect
right.
to. So it's like, pressure doesn't really, you don't rise to when pressure situation, you don't rise to the occasion, you sink to the level of your training, right? So basically what that means is, just because the game is the fourth quarter, you're down 2, it's 2 minutes left, you're not going to just rise like, oh yeah, this is my time. Right. What happens is you result back to what you've been working on before that opportunity came. So if you're not really putting the work in, those shots is not really going to fall in those 2 minutes.
Right.
Because you're battling on pressure, time, and the opponent.
Right.
But if you're working and putting the work in, so now you can pick your spots like Paul Pierce and Kyrie and these things. Like, Kyrie is probably one of the most prolific basketball players because he has a lot of options.
A lot of options, right.
So you can cut him off 16 times, he's going to have 16 different options for you.
That's instinctual. Like, he's not even, it's like his body's a robot.
It's like I've been working on this, and it's not predetermined.
Right.
I can react to what you do. Whatever the defense gives me, you hear that a lot.
Right.
But it's actually meaning to it, guys. It's like when they be like, hey, get what the defense is giving you, take what the defense is giving you. But a lot of you guys are like, what the hell are they giving me?
Right, right.
But that's also being a student of the game. A lot of you guys are not really watching basketball. Y'all watching highlights or y'all just playing. And it's okay if it's a hobby. If you're really trying to get paid for this, you got to understand rotations on defense, offense. A lot of that stuff means a lot. You feel me? And a lot of you guys could be successful if you just, one, invest in yourself. If a session is money, ante up. Yep. You feel me? It's not going to hurt your pockets. Again, this is what you want to do, right? So you invest in yourself. If you don't invest in yourself, who will?
Who
right?
will? And then, real quick, bro, before, not to cut you off, and then you guys get caught up, and I get it, because we were y'all age too, you know, I want to, and I don't even, I'm going to say his name. He's a great trainer. Do your thing. Chris Brickley's of the world and other. But guess what? If you can't pay $30 or $4 a session, that session's going to run you $2+. Like, so you do the math. Like, y'all think that the kids that y'all see on there, you know what I mean? I think that, again, the title, especially if you think you're better. Oh, why he went? I should be there. Listen,
say something.
And
Like that.
trust me, it's not what you think, bro. People, it's $200 a session. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, and there's also too, like, you gotta understand, like, the same way y'all getting y'all names up, or if y'all really killing in these tournaments, as trainers, we working hard, so people respect quality work.
Right.
So us charging what we charging is not out of the blue.
Right.
We work to get to where we get to. Now, me personally, I'm gonna speak for me. I'm charging $40 a session. I want to have session.
Right.
Great, have a good time, learn something, you leave with something. Right. Chris Billy, you worked himself up to $200 plus.
Right. An hour, an
right?
session. Right.
So it's like, you can't get mad at us investing in ourselves at the beginning to be able to charge now what we charge.
Right.
Right. You got to look at it like, can I meet the quota? If I can meet the quota, I'm gonna invest. Is because you a lot of you guys look at the money like, oh, I'm giving him this money to train me, right? I don't need to, but you want to work out with us, right? That's why you want. That's why the conversation is started. But you would rather downsize quality work because you don't want to pay, so you go get a free workout because homie Bubba down the block is got the gym and he's just putting you through a whole bunch of nonsense for free, and you'll take it. And it's not okay, but it's okay. I get it, right? You want free workouts, right? You're entitled. But what you gotta understand is, like, if you want quality work, you have to ante up, right? The money is not the problem. The problem is the people who's giving up the money. A lot of you guys can wear Bread 11s, Balmains, and all this stuff that costs way more than $40 or $200. Balenciagas, right? But $40 or whatever it is the trainer is charging, $15, $20. It's all of a sudden too much.
So I heard 15 was too much. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I had a trainer. I ain't gonna say his name. We having a conversation, and he was like, I had a special, whatever, charging $15, and people looking at me like, yo, can I get it for 10?
Like, you trying to short already?
Like, how are you shorting the short? Like, you can't get a sell on the sell, bro. That's not how this works. Like, and I'm like, $15, bro. I seen somebody spend $15 on white tees. Like,
and if y'all wasn't so much like that, it's not. I can't blame all y'all. Some of the parents too, yo. If y'all, we would have the gyms because you guys invest in us. We can invest back into you. Like, and that's just really what it is, man.
It's a big investment.
It's a big investment. You can invest. Now we have the gym. Y'all invest into the trainers, like. You know what I mean? And then we can get these gyms now consistently and provide you with a place to hone your skills. It's not like we got a gym. That's the hardest, like I said again. Y'all don't realize, especially in New York, hard to get a gym, man.
The background check is phenomenal. They do better background checks than the FBI. They want to know where you lived when you was 2 years old, how much you was making, what type of diapers you was wearing. Like, what they got to do with this gym, though? Ain't nobody in here. And it's crazy because you got to battle all these gyms. That's why you got to, like, really show love to the people who show love back.
Always.
Like, genuine love is, like, the best love because you know whatever, no matter if it's good feedback or like, somebody yelling at you, you know it's coming from a good place. Right? A lot of you guys get it confused. Like, you can talk to certain people and it don't mean anything because you wasn't down from the start. Or, like, you didn't show the positive interest you once they made it or where they at now. Like, oh, he's the top player in high school or middle school. Now you want to look out for him. But you wasn't there when he was kicking the ball out of bounds.
You feel me?
Right? You wasn't there.
Talk it, yo. And that's why, no funny business, and that's why, that's not even like, sometimes you gotta give yourself the credit that you do deserve. Like, I mean, it's not about bragging, but it's about being real. And the truth is, I think that's why I developed a good relationship with all my players, all of them. I don't have not one bad relationship with any player that I've coached in the past, but it's that part about the being genuine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the credit goes so far.
About being there when they wasn't where they are now. And that's why my play, like, they know, like, I was there when before that. And some of that was already good, that just wasn't getting, you know what I mean? Like, for example, like, Will Ben, I tell people all the time, like, he just wasn't, he's in a small part of Jersey playing with a small team. So it wasn't like, you know what I mean? But the moment he was able to branch off, and that's, again, coaches, this is for y'all. The moment he was able to branch off, didn't play with me no more, with the PSA, bigger platform, right? We was still playing competition, but it's still consistently more competition, bigger platform. Was able to, now everybody know his name. But that's why I love my bro, because he always say, like, Coach C was there from day one when there wasn't none of that. And I'm going to be there before and after, bro, because like, if I seen the potential, and besides the potential, because every kid is not gonna have that. If I know you're gonna work hard, bro, and you're gonna give it your all, I can do.
The investment is endless. Like it becomes less about the money because you know, like, I can help this kid. Like, he wants it, and I want it not necessarily for him, but I can carve time out for him.
Right.
Like, I don't care if I work 2 or 3 jobs. I know if I got this hour for him, let's go. But a lot of you guys don't get that a lot because it's like, y'all not consistent with yourself.
Exactly.
Like, you want to work out for 2 days,
right.
and then, hey, this person looking invested. We reach out to you. Oh, you're busy. You're doing this. You're doing that. But it's nothing to do with what you really want to do with your life.
Right.
So then, when the time ain't there, and now the fees is back in place, it's a problem. It's a hassle. But it's like, bro, I always tell people, I am all for free workouts if you're gonna put your time in. I'm not investing my time in people who don't value my time, pretty much. Like my guy Domelito, that's my guy Domelito. His name is Lennon Garcia. He goes to All Hallows. I've been training this. First of all, he played for me in 6th grade. Laziest kid ever. Right? Laziest kid ever. I hope he watched this though. He actually had the game today, but he's the laziest kid ever in 6th grade. I knew he had it, but he didn't know. Like, he's a 2-sport player. Played baseball.
Right.
Played basketball. He loved basketball, so he stopped playing baseball. So I started training him, but he wasn't in for it. But he liked the thought of success. He liked the thought of playing basketball. He liked the
all you guys like the thought of success, the thought of basketball. You know what I realized too when I thought? A lot of y'all be playing basketball for the girls, bro. If you playing basketball for the girls, please stop. You keep wasting your time. It's so you playing for the girls and the clout. Then come on, bro, rap or something. Anyway, go ahead.
There's a lot of ways of getting clout, but clout chasing in basketball is terrible, chopped up real fast, especially if you're up for the clout. But like, you know. So we worked out with him in 7th, 8th grade. He really didn't want it. Mind you, he played with Malachi, a lot of people. He played with Malachi. Of course, he was on that team. There's a lot of people on the team in St. Ray's middle school. Played with them. He still didn't want it. 9th grade, I'm like, yo, this kid, mind you, I'm into it. Like, this kid got it. He just got to put the time in. And they really didn't want it training. They'll come back and forth. He have excuses why he don't want to work out. 10th grade summer, going into our 10th grade summer, it was like May or probably March. He was one of the M's. He reached out to me out of nowhere, like, yo, I want to work out, this, that, and third. He's speaking the stuff I wanted to hear, but I thought somebody was coaching him. So I'm like, it just hit me out of nowhere. Like, where does this come from? He's like, no, I just realized all the stuff you've been trying to do for me, all the stuff that you've been telling me, and I started to sit here thinking one day to myself, like, I'm wasting my time. Like, if I want to do this, I want to do this the right way, and I feel like you've been in my corner for so long. So fast forward, we've been working out since last summer until now, and it goes back into the skill enhancement. I always appreciate him because he's probably one of the out of all the players I just named previous, up until this point where I tell you who I've been working with. He's the person that I always look back to, like, where people question my training, and I look at him as a how can I say this? I look at him as that what's the word I'm looking for? Like
that not product, but like I know what you mean. I'm trying to
he's my standard.
Yeah, right. There you go.
He always shows me like what I does. Not only does it work, but it means a lot because he retains a lot of information because it's information being told. So like I told you, like when we first started, it was kind of hard because you get the terminology like I said, as far as footwork goes,
right.
The drop, the throughs, the dig step, motion step, dribble step, all this stuff. It was like Japanese to him, and it's like. But the more we started to get to it, the more I seen his skills like open up. His flow start to open. Now we starting to attack his weaknesses.
Right.
Which is everything. It's not necessarily like, oh, we're gonna do this and third. It's like once you put accountability and also emphasis on skills and certain movements that you're probably doing and you don't know you're doing, you start to see like what a person really could and can't do. Right? And my whole thing is to attack weaknesses to help you. Because you don't get to where, again, another analogy, you don't get to where you're going by the amount of strength you have. You get to where you're going by minimizing your weaknesses. So you gotta understand that. A lot of people think if I have a lot of strengths, I'm gonna go D1. You might get there, but you might not play because you got a lot of weaknesses.
Right.
You gotta minimize your weaknesses, fellas, and even lady basketball players. The few weaknesses you have, the more you can flourish, the more you can play, the more you can be a commodity to a team. You can help a team win, whatever. But if you got a lot of multiple weaknesses, it's kind of hard. So Lenny, he's a skill. You ask him, I don't know his Instagram really off the head, but he's the guy where, like, this kid's a junior in high school. He go to Hollows, rebuilding year. They got new coaches and stuff.
Right.
But he's the guy where, when it comes to skills, you can see it.
Right. You see how it's
and
inspiring.
he just helps me. Like, when people question me, I think back to him like, this works.
Right.
And it's a good way of
that was
success.
your project. Like, that was one of your projects. You seen it, you was able to do it, and then see the outcomes.
And I can see it works. Like, even if he get 2 points,
right.
Skills you can identify.
Right.
Like, you can see what a lot of you guys see in the NBA. That, he did this, that, and the third.
You see people get 30 have no skill.
Oh my gosh.
Have zero skill, but super athletic. And I always say that, have no skill. Uber super athletic and get 30.
But it's like, bro, he can barely dribble his left hand, but y'all don't see that.
Right.
It's like I'm a Duke fanatic. Everybody knows me. Duke is my religion. When Duke plays, you cannot call me, you cannot text me. You only get the halftime, and if it's a tournament game, leave me alone. Everybody knows this. But again, Trayvon Duval, hell of a player. But I'm a Duke fanatic. I know he's coming to Duke. I'm looking at him play, and it's like the kid can't shoot.
That wasn't school,
right? Can't shoot.
Right.
Right? But he's gonna be good in Duke to a certain point. And
right,
so
right.
if somebody start going man, and we're gonna be in trouble. That's what happened. They went man, exploited his weaknesses. Right? He's a hell of a player, one-on-one player.
Definitely. Definitely.
Who else? Even Jaleel Okafor had a hell of a Duke career. It was 1 year they won, so it's a career.
right, facts.
But go to the NBA where the game changed so fast that he was once looked at as, a person to be in the league where he's out the league. So now he had to adapt his game. Mm-hmm. Right? Frank Kaminsky was still in the league while he was out the league because he can shoot.
Right.
Right? Mind you, that's the championship game. Right. He's better than Frank. Right. Yes, right? You have to be able to adapt. And also, one thing I always tell people, don't be too caught up in positions. I hate when people go in there like what position you play, or people like, I'm a point guard. If I'm a coach, I'm going to let you know right now. You're a point guard, cool. I'm not going to question your point guard skills.
If you tell me you're a point guard, then I expect 10 assists. I no more than 10 points. I'm looking for you to run my team. I'm looking for you to get 20 points. Right? I don't need that from you at all. If you tell me you're a point guard,
the team I created. But like, I always tell people this: if you tell me you're a point guard, that's what you're trying out for. Run it, go ahead. But when it's time for me to sub, I'm subbing you out because you're a point guard. I got to put my other point guard in.
Right.
Now, this is why skill enhancement is so good, because the more you work on your skills, the more you're going to play multiple positions.
I tell my brother that.
Right? So what happens is, now I'm just a skilled basketball player. So now when I'm playing, I could be the one, but I got so much skills that I've been working on that when he brings his point guard in, now I'm at the 2.
Right.
But now I'm probably a little bigger. I'm probably 6'3", 6'2". So now when he brings his 2 guard in who can shoot probably a little better than me, I can play the 3.
Right.
But my skill's going to allow me to play those positions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And my mental capacity is going to allow me that. I'm not going to go in there, nah, I'm only the 1 man. I want to play 1. I need to bring ball up in the 3rd. You're just cutting your time. Yep. So now it's easy for me to sub you out because you're just telling me you want to play the 1. I have no problem with that. Go ahead, you the 1. Sub, point guard for point guard. I can't move you up.
Facts.
Like, you understand, the whole object of playing basketball is to stay on the court as long as you can. Right? That's with endurance and also playing your technique. If I can play 2 or 3 positions, I can play that. And also, you gotta understand too, I might not be good in 2 or 3 positions offensively, but defensively, if I can guard 2 or 3 positions, I'm definitely playing. Right. Now you can move me because now there's no mismatch, right? I might not be the best shooter, but I can guard somebody a little bigger than me. I can guard somebody a little faster than a point guard. I can guard somebody a little stronger than my 2 guard, right? I can stay on screens. I know how to play screens, so now I can play. So you're also going to look at it like that too. Training is very volume in basketball, whether it's off season and in season. Like, training is all year round. I learned that doing what I do. Like, you have to come back and get your stuff.
And it shows, bro.
Better.
It shows from season to season who was training, who wasn't. It's point blank period. It shows. It shows. It shows. A la RJ Davis, B. Like, yo, we used to talk about that too. And if you know RJ, if you watched him play, how we watched him play from when he was playing from Gauchos to now, training is important. Very, very important. It's everything.
Out.
Everything.
Malachi Smith works out.
Come on, Malachi.
Even DeMarco added a jump shot to his game. This is a core group where they was with Gauchos when they was young.
Right.
Right? They added something to the game. DeMarco added that jump shot like last summer. He been like, he knew I gotta add something. He worked on it. This summer, this year, he's shooting the ball more efficiently. He's averaging a lot of points because you can shoot now.
Right.
Right? But these guys added a lot to their game, and they put themselves in position to potentially go to where they want to be.
Right.
Right? As you said, R.D. Davis going to UNC. That don't happen overnight.
At all.
That is, I'm in the gym working, and then when I'm on the stage to perform, I'm performing. I'm having no hiccups. Even my hiccups is not bad. Right?
Exactly.
I know how to recover.
Yo,
and that's basically what it is.
And that's his time in the gym, bro. That's like clocking in them hours in the gym. Because you know, and this, for me, with RJ, is that it's one thing to be a volume shooter or scorer, but to be that efficient. Yo, you taking a lot of shots, like even in the NBA, like James Harden, he could have 60, not recently, but he could have 60, right? And I mean, like, be like 12 for 30 with his 60, right? He got his 60 off the free throws, but field goal wise, 12 for 30, like. No funny business. RJ might take, let's say, because he take 20 shots, like he makes 17 of those, and this is consistent, bro. Like, you know how hard that is.
He's not playing no
like, you
scrubs.
know how hard that is to do. Yo, that's what I'm like, and that's all just gym work, because that don't happen over like
finding your spot.
Yeah, like yo, and being comfortable. Like when he shoot like he know every shot is going in, and it's barely and it's not even me stretching it, because like I said, if you watch, you know it's barely a bad miss. You barely see bad misses. A miss is a miss, granted, but I mean, like, damn, that almost basically went in. He maybe a little bit more, wrist a little tucked in a little more, maybe holding a foul through half a second longer. The shot is catch.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You know what I mean, bro? And like he's different, bro. I'm sorry.
Confidence comes for you knowing what you can do.
Right.
Like, you only can know what you can do if you know what kind of work you put in.
Right.
A lot of you guys wavering from competition or pressure because you know you can do it, but you're not really sure how good you can do it. Like, I see a lot of shooters on certain teams in high school where me personally, I know they're one of the best shooters in the city, but it's like they don't feel that way consistently because they didn't put the work in. They're not putting the work in they need to put in. Or they missed 2 shots and like, damn, man, I ain't making no more. Or I'm having a bad game. Like, can you bounce back? Like, that's resilient. That's character.
It's gonna be bad.
Like, character is gonna help you bounce back. That helps you. That's why sports is parallel to life, right? If you can't bounce back, it's because you're not really putting the work in. You're not being true to yourself.
Right.
Like, you know yourself. Like, yeah, I missed these shots because I'm not really into them. But if you put the work in into those shots, and you can be the shooter or the point guard, or the shooting guard, or the big man you can be, the sky's the limit, right? Don't close the door on yourself before anybody else does. If it's open, try to go through it and make it work. But a lot of you guys close the door on yourselves because y'all think, like, you know, y'all entitled or y'all better than the next man.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah, like, if you're better than the next man, all right, do your thing, prove it. Go out there and do what you gotta do. Strap up. And kill Bill
all the time, bro. That's it.
Strap
that's
up.
the name of the game, bro.
And kill
that's
Bill.
The name of the game,
do your job, and that's it. If you do your job, somebody will find you.
Do your job, bro. But all that strap up to killing Bill, like I said, yo, it comes with confidence, and that confidence that you gain comes from clocking them hours in the lab, man. That's what it is. And with that being said, I'm ready to get up out of here and go to these games.
We
in the building. Yo, Kai, you already know, bro.
Yo, my guy got me the shirt.
Appreciate you coming through. Man, y'all already know the vibes. Y'all know the vibes, man. Strap up, kill Bill. Lab work, but clock in them hours in the lab.
I cannot leave this segment without clocking.
You heard?
One of the things that we have to do as we're pursuing our dreams and our goals is that we have to know that failure is not an option. You've got to tell yourself, despite the circumstances, the situation, I'm not going anywhere until I get the goal. Until I make my dreams become a reality, I'm not quitting. I don't care how much money I have to invest. I don't care how much time I have to invest. I'm going to continue to do this until I become successful. Every time I stand up here and do what I'm doing, all I can remember was sleeping in abandoned buildings. That's all I could think about. But I kept trying, and I kept trying, and I kept going. I was consistent, and I'm standing here today. Every single day when I come, I show up and I let failure know failure is not an option. You can't even let it sink into your brain, not even a second. You have to know that this thing is going to work. Come hell or high water, whatever it is that I set out to do, it may not happen in 6 months, it may not happen in a year, it may not happen in 2 years, but at some point, my dream is going to become a reality.